everyone, my friend Andrea is here today and I've wrangled her in to participate in this in-person color analysis video. Thanks, Andrea.
I consider it my duty, Carol.
Stay tuned. Hey everyone, like the intro said, I'm going to be in-person color analyzing my friend Andrea today. She is covered in this white piece of fabric to isolate her natural coloring. I have not covered her hair because it is her natural hair color, so there's no reason to cover her hair. And I'm in this white jacket so that my coloring does not reflect off Andrea in terms of what I'm wearing for clothing. So here we go. Let's dive into the in-person color analysis steps. Are you ready, Andrea?
I'm ready.
So the first step is to decide whether Andrea has a cool or a warm skin undertone. So let me grab those flags and let me put, starting off, a cool gray against Andrea. And we're going to compare that to a warm brown. And I'm just going to take a peek first at what I see. So what I see with the warm brown is that my eye is more inclined to look at the brown before Andrea's face. And when I remove the brown, you're more inclined to look at her face first, and her eyes are sparkling. I feel like the brown is cutting off Andrea at the neck, so it's sort of the floating head scenario. Here's the fabric, here's Andrea's face, and it's closing her off. And then when I remove the top fabric, it's all one line. She's lighter, brighter. There's a lot of harmony happening with the gray fabric. Let's move to another fabric example. Let's go pink versus orange. So this is a cool pink versus a warm orange. And we'll see similar things to what we did with the brown versus gray comparison. Oh, sorry, Andrea. The orange is disconnected from Andrea's coloring. My eye is more inclined to look at the orange before Andrea's face, and when I remove it, she's so brighter. And you see Andrea has this natural sheen coming across with the pink. So she has a natural sheen quality to her coloring, and when the orange is on her, that sheen is removed, and there's some sallowness coming out in her coloring. And when I remove it, the brightness is back with the pink, and the whites in her eyes are so sparkly. I will also say, if this is not coming across on your screen, I can definitely confirm that Andrea is a cool undertone in person. Can you confirm that as well, Andrea? You've been through this process a couple times now. So it may just be a coloring transition issue to your own screen. You may still be on the fence on whether Andrea has a cool versus warm skin undertone. So let me clear up any remainder of that question by doing the silver versus gold test. So this is a silver fabric color on Andrea versus a gold. Do you see the disconnection happening with the gold? And when I move it, there's a lot of connection here. You're looking at Andrea's face. So cutting Andrea off, taking away sheen, take away color, sallowing her face. Look at Andrea's jawline as well. It is more lifted and refined with the silver. Can you see that there, Andrea?
Definitely. Yeah, I can feel it too.
You thought you were warm when you initially, before we went through this process.
For years, yeah.
Do you want to share why?
Yeah, I think part of it is just because I think we focus on the color of our skin a lot, and we try to find harmony with the color of our skin. So going with browns or oranges or yellows in that family, as opposed to looking at the undertone. And then I think the other thing is that maybe just I don't know, a lot of interior design that's marketed to people of color is usually in that kind of earthy tone family.
Yeah, so it's definitely been a mind shift since we've met anyways, because initially when I first met Andrea, I said, no, you're a cool undertone. You need to come by. I've got to prove this to you. So because Andrea is a cool undertone, we are then going to test Andrea for the winter versus summer color palettes. So here is a winter green on Andrea. And we're going to compare that to a summer green, which is lighter and more toned or soft coloring. And so when I have the summer green on Andrea, I'm more inclined to look at the color before Andrea's face. And when I remove it, there's a lot of harmony here, and you're more inclined to look at Andrea's face first. So cutting Andrea off at the neck, opening her up. The other thing is, if you look at Andrea's coloring, it goes quite sallow with the summer coloring, and when I remove it, there's a lot of brightness and harmony coming out with the winter coloring. Her eyes are completely sparkling as well in person. I will also show you her jawline. So expanded jawline with the summer, and then more lifted and refined with the winter green. Let's do another color example. So here is a winter purple on Andrea versus a summer purple, and we'll see similar things to what we did with the green. The purple is distracting and overpowering her. And when I remove it, she's so much brighter, lifted, refined with the winter purple. Also focus on Andrea's jawline, expanded, particularly the corners of the jawline, and lifted, refined with the winter purple. And let's just do the silver. So here is a winter silver, so icy silver, versus more of a summer silver, which is sort of riding on the pewter sterling, deep sterling silver for the summer. So summer silver is on the top, winter is on the bottom. It's not bad, it's cool, but when we flip to the winter silver, she's so much brighter and sparkly. So taking away from her coloring, brightening her coloring, and you just see the power in her coloring coming out, particularly her eyes. So we're still leaning against the winter palette, and so now we're going to test Andrea for the flows of winter. We're going to test Andrea still for true winter, which I've just placed on her. We're going to test Andrea for summer winter, which is called cool. We're going to test her for winter autumn, which is called deep, and we're going to test her for winter spring, which is called clear, and some systems call it bright. We're almost done.
I'm good. I so badly want to say something, but
what do you want to say?
Well, oh no, are we cutting this out?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
No, just to chat. Just to be like, hey. Just want to chat. That's all.
So the first flow palette I'll test Andrea for is winter summer, the cool palette. Putting a winter green on Andrea, and we're going to compare that to winter summer green, so slightly lighter, slightly less intense. It's not bad, it's half winter, but when we do the test of where your eye's more inclined to look, I'm still more inclined to look at the green on the top versus the green on the bottom. So wearing Andrea's wearing that green, which is what we want. The other thing that Andrea mentioned when we actually did an actual color analysis was when the true winter colors are on you, there's more definition in your face, which you pointed out. And I feel like the definition is removed when this cool color is on you. So there's a lot of definition and brightness coming out in you. So removing definition, sagging your face. Look at your jawline. Lifted, thinner, brighter. So here is winter purple on Andrea versus summer winter purple. So slightly lighter, slightly less intense. It's not bad, it's half winter, but the bottom fabric is still better. There's more definition and more brightness happening in Andrea's face. So one more time. Cutting her off at the neck, slightly wider in the face and jawline, more definition and brighter. A lot of sparkling happening in your eyes with this purple.
Yeah, I like this one.
As a next palette we'll test for is Winter Spring, which is clear, or the bright palette. Since Andrea has the purple on her, I will just do Winter Spring Purple, which is slightly brighter and lighter, and also brings in some warm coloring because it's a mix of spring, so it's more of a neutral range. So it's not bad. Again, it's half winter, but we're gonna find the bottom palette just slightly better. So cutting her off at the neck, widening the jawline, taking some definition away from her coloring and face, and it's added back with the True Winter Purple. So True Winter Green against Winter Spring Green. It's just, this is too bright for you, completely distracting, overpowering, and Andrea's back with the True Winter color. One more palette to do, which is Winter Autumn. The palette is called Deep. So let's test True Winter Black on Andrea and compare that to a brown black. So it's a very dark brown in the Deep palette. And it's not bad, it's half winter, but the black is just so much better. You're more slightly inclined to look at the fabric before Andrea's face when the brown black is on. Can you feel that way, Andrea, when you look at yourself?
And this was a hard one for me because I really wanted the brown to be.
And coral too.
And
you wanted coral.
I wanted it. But the black feels better.
Yeah, you're more lifted, brighter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of positive things happening with your coloring and definition to your face with the black. And one more example that I will show you from the Deep palette, which is so comparing True Winter Green against the Deep Teal Green. So this is neutral undertone, slightly darker, and slightly less intense. So this top fabric is wearing Andrea a bit too much. My eye is more slightly inclined to look here versus the bottom green. There's a lot of harmony happening here, and some yellowing is happening to her face when I put this teal green on Andrea. Look at her jawline as well. Lifted, thinner with this one, and a lot of bright qualities coming out in her coloring. So hopefully that comes across on your screen. We are throwing away the Deep palette. So Andrea is a true winter, which surprised you big time. Yep. No brown, no coral, no oranges.
Gonna have to do some shopping.
And so at this point, if Andrea was coming to see me for an in-person color analysis, I would walk her through her wallet, her color strip, and we would talk hair, makeup, jewelry, accessories, and how to clothing shop with her color palette. And then Andrea would be on her way, starting a new journey of sparkling.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for participating in this video.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure.